Are you ready for some football? A Sunday. Wait.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. You're just talking before we went live. It's been 13 years since that man had ACL surgery. 13 years. I swear it was like 3 years ago. So I'm way off. I'm clearly not a math major. Steve, are you doing summer school for adults?
Certain adults.
Certain adults?
Like me.
Not you. Not you.
Yeah.
Boys, welcome to That Helps No One FantasyCast, proudly presented on the Dean Blundell Network, as are both of our podcasts. First and foremost, I'd like to welcome to the show a man who knows no limits, who is a beast on the gridiron, not on the track, but the gridiron. He's a little bit banged up, but that's okay. Not that one. The one up. Chris Phillips. How you doing, man?
A little banged up, but I'm doing good.
Are you banged up?
Oh, dude. Yes, I am. My shoulder's all taped up right now from physio. I've done something to my knee. My back still hurts from falling at soccer. Like, I'm a mess right now. So
that's okay. But you came to play,
and I'm still playing sports because
there you go.
Why not?
That away.
Keep doing it until they fall off, right?
And his co-host of the Ball Hawks podcast. And if you do listen to their show, you'll find out every single week that he's 34 years old. The man, Steve Fisher. How you doing, buddy?
Almost 30, not yet 35.
Yeah, I'm trying to live my early 30 years for as long as humanly possible.
The early 30.
If my wife's allowed to still say that she's in her mid-30s, which she's not.
Aren't you in your mid-30s now?
No.
I think 35 minutes.
If 30s are divided into thirds, then wouldn't you be in your mid-30s?
Yeah, 34, 35, 36 would be your mid-30s.
Yeah. Welcome to your mid-30s, bud. We love you.
Technicality.
Yeah.
Technicality.
Look, we talked about it just a couple seconds ago. I tutor math if you guys both need help. I'm in my early 30s.
I think we both might have a problem.
Yeah.
To my screen south, I'm not quite sure. The man, the Fijian Flash. Do the pointing. My buddy Ted Wong.
It's my little fist.
I was going to say Ted's hand is so little and Steve's is so big.
This
is my strong hand.
There we go. Look at this. This is like the weirdest part of the whole show right now.
Yeah.
Ted, looking good. How you doing, man?
Thanks, brother. Good to be here. It's been a weird week.
Mm-hmm.
Watched some weird games. The Browns were off this week, so I didn't watch as many games as I probably should have. But
that's fair.
Yeah, man. I look forward to jumping on for this show. I think obviously the three of you guys are a hoot, as the boomers say.
Yes.
Even my dad said we're funny.
Oh wow. Thanks.
Yeah, it was a good.
That's good because your dad plays the grumpy card often, so I love it. He's like that your typical dad, right? Like, yeah, one of those guys.
You guys going on the internet on those web cameras?
You wonder where I get it from.
Yeah, but you just want to hug him when you see him, so it's funny that he's grumpy, but he's also like a man's man.
He's a good supporter. He's a good supporter. So PP1 podcast, we got the Ball Hawks. Remember to go on the chat, folks. We're on our YouTube. We're on, I think, your guys' YouTube as well. So if you want to come in and join the chat, we're getting close to playoffs.
Playoffs?
We're getting close to playoffs. So we're going to start running out of...
Come on. The four of us worked at Jersey City for long enough that we all should have on cue said that at the same time.
It should have happened.
Yeah. I miss Best Damn Sports Show.
Oh, I was just about to say Best Damn Sports Show.
So, yeah. But I just want to say something.
Goggle it.
I think I need to get this out of the way first and foremost. Like, he's been dragging me through the mud the last, day and a half on Twitter, and just he's like trying to big shot me, and I get that. I just wanted to get this out of the way first and foremost. Congratulations, Steve Fisher, and your playoff appearance. Way to go, buddy. Way to go. Way to make the playoff.
Consecutive year. I'd really like to thank my family for this, for putting themselves second so I can put fantasy football first. And I would really like to thank Ryan Hank for just not knowing that much. But he's getting a lot better, guys. Since doing this show, he's really coached a lot of our ideas.
Yeah.
He's winning
at least 2
than
wins.
he normally does.
At least 2 more wins for sure.
Exciting.
2 more wins. So way to go. I'm proud of you. I wanted to also bring this up, so I kind of let you guys know. It was a rough week for a few people in our main or our whistleblowing league, and I just wanted to highlight one of our friends, Kyle, who had an awful week. You guys
Possibly
might
the worst fantasy football showing of all time.
I'd say roll the clip, but it's just a picture. So you can clearly see that Kyle is the Dangerous Knights crew. His score is if you took like the winner, it's divisible by the loser's score.
Looking at like a Bitcoin algorithm here.
Oh man! So like you see the red there from the 11:35 to Thursday to 1 p.m. Like things were close, and then it got away from him. But here's kind of the breakdown. Yeah, DJ Dallas, not a great start. A -20 from Curtis Samuel. Like his entire team, save the quarterback, Joe Burrow and Najee Harris. Great pick. They all had single digits, or some of them less than 5. Not good. Not good.
But if you squint though, if you really squint, you can tell that he's traded his whole entire team away for draft picks. I mean, I think if we looked at the draft pick board, ours might be the red line, and his might be the blue line.
I was talking about this with Steve the other day. Kyle has 4 first-round draft picks next year, so
he's gonna flip the script in a hurry, I think.
Yeah,
he's actually, and he's got a what did I get? He got a second for me. I got Kittle, or second or third, I can't remember. So he's definitely he's got a big draft board ahead of him. So it's still fun to make fun of people. I mean, Steve seems to think that me not making the playoffs is such a big deal. How are you doing in the league that you guys created, Steve? What's your?
Well, if you were checking Twitter, it says not good at all.
But I think he's doing better than I am.
But you're also.
I feel like that whole entire league is 500. It's ridiculous.
Look, I put it out in the Twitterverse to understand we are good hosts. Like you can call us a lot of things, but you can't call us bad hosts. And I did tag Ted in that, saying he did the same thing on your guys' faction draft with the boys from Trust the Process. He gave away. He was in the middle of drafting, and he's like, "Yeah, why don't you just take my pick?
Like to announce a trade?
I would like to trade you my 3rd round pick for your 4th round pick straight up." And then it turned out
no. It was I'd like to trade you my 3rd round pick, 3rd overall, for your 3rd round pick, 4th overall.
Oh yeah.
It was way more simple than that.
Yeah.
Still made no sense whatsoever.
Great host, Ted. I thought you did a phenomenal job of really sucking. So good for you.
There can only be one good host, and it's the Iced Tea. We all know that. It's so good. Got me through some rough summers, that's for sure.
Oh yeah,
got me through some,
Iced Tea.
Oh man, we'd go through freaking like dump trucks full of that stuff.
I bet you if you were to queue everybody, I would say like 60%, 75% of people would remember that can, but they wouldn't remember that it says host. There's it's the iced tea. It's just iced tea.
I don't even remember it saying words. Like
just lines.
You just scoop.
It's just like it just had a picture on it, and I was just like, "Yep, this is the powder stuff that makes the good stuff."
And did you ever accidentally pick up the lemonade one ever? Because they made a lemonade one too. Like maybe you just grabbed it because it looked the same.
There's the Country Time lemonade one.
Yeah. No, they had a lemonade one too. Like maybe you're just running through Costco and you're like, "Oh yeah, pick up the AC." Yep, no problem, Mom. Put it through. Get home. You're like, "This isn't what I picked up."
You definitely remember those from your childhood. There's the lemonade, Host iced tea,
yeah,
and then orange drink from McDonald's.
Oh yeah, that stuff was so good. It probably is still good. Not good for you, but
peach drink from Tim Hortons.
Oh,
another one.
Yeah,
sad.
Good times.
It's sad.
Remember being kids, guys? God, that
big
was
gulps.
Yes,
big gulps.
Yeah, there was a Sony Michel sighting this week. He plays football still, so that's good. I just wanted to I was listening to your guys' show on the podcast. Great show, by the way. I need to debunk your McAllister police officer. The police officer theory that he was a cop, that he was like a cop for The Sopranos.
Oh,
do you not remember when Harry and Marv come, and he comes in the cop suit right at the beginning of the show, right? Home Alone 1.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
and he's like, oh yeah, like he's just like, yeah, we're just checking out everything, and he acted like totally like that was a real police officer. Clearly, he would have known him, especially if he's in his neighborhood, right?
Well, like maybe Harry was or Harry
yeah
was a just like a traffic cop, and Peter McAllister was like an investigator, so they don't like really interact with each other.
I mean, I'll give you a point for that.
Yeah, it's like because just like the beat cop would just be like the riffraff, like
yeah,
I don't associate with you.
You should hear the way some cops talk about the traffic cops.
Yeah, we all talk the same way about traffic. I hope none are watching.
Traffic cops and fucking mermaids.
Ticket tomorrow.
Yeah, looks like my day isn't going to start well. Ryan, what do you got first thing? Oh, I got a call in the permission. Yeah, don't plan on getting there on time. Okay.
You start your vehicle in the morning. He's like, yep, you didn't have your seatbelt on when you started that. Here you go.
I'm literally in my garage. We've been waiting for you. We booked him.
Come on. Right. That was a great crackpot theory, though, right?
It was good. And you know, the sucky thing is I spent the last day and a half thinking up like, no.
See?
That's him wrong.
So there you go, folks. Definitely a must-watch, must-listen podcast / live stream. Let's get into our recaps of, and I got new graphics. We've got the sleepy starts.
Oh,
and the sleepy.
Love the mustache.
I know. I was. It's just fun. There's stuff.
So does my wife.
Oh.
Does she? Everybody, can we all do that? Look at those hairy knuckles. Hey, gross.
Jeez.
There's a gorilla on the screen. Get out of the way! Get out of the way!
Hey, everyone, guess which one is Ryan's?
You can tell. Trust me. You can tell. Everyone can tell. You could tell 30 years ago. All right. So I'm up first. I had Russell Gage, 130 yards. He lost a fumble, but he did exactly what I said he'd do. He had a big day. And then I also had, Michael Akane, whatever. He was on a bye for the Titans. So, again, make sure you still have him as an ad because he's going to be useful. So, Russell Gage had a pretty good Sunday. And he was in like top. I was looking at Fantasy Pros and they had him and they were like top 5 ads on their site. So if you would have come here, you would have known about him a week early. We do it for free. We do it for free. You don't have to pay a dime for us. Ted, who was your ad and start? Fuck, I don't know.
So my sneaky ad was Philip Lindsay, and I think that more had to do with like my just disdain for Myles Gaskin. And fair. I think he's just very unreliable. But he got 12 touches, so that's good news. He had 42 yards, 4.2 points, not a lot of points. Maybe if you were using him as a flex and you wanted some guy to like not suck and get a 0. So I still like Philip Lindsay. I think that'd be a guy that I'd hang on to. Foster Moreau, on the other hand, was a heaping pile of poop. He had 1 catch for 34 yards. It was a nice play. So that worked out to 3.5 points for a guy that I thought was going to do some stuff. And my tight end streak is officially over.
But as an ad, you buy yourself a little bit of favor because you didn't say to start him. You just said to add him.
No, I said to start him.
Oh, yeah. Then you're an idiot. Way to go, you moron.
Can't hide from it. It's out there. It's on the internet.
There's 2 other guys that also are on the show. Chris, who did you tell people to put in their lineups last week?
My sleepy start last week was none other than Josh Reynolds, wide receiver of the 1-win Detroit Lions. He had a decent week. He had 7 targets, 4 receptions for 69 yards. Pretty nice stat line, if you ask me. He's still kind of that number 1 safety blanket for Goff, I feel. Amon-Ra St. Brown had 12 targets this week, though. So, maybe he's chipping into that timeshare a little bit. He, of course, had the St. Brown had the game-winning touchdown as well. But I'm going to call that Josh Reynolds' sleepy start. Again, in a bye week, in a flex position, can't go wrong with 6.9 points or more. Or more if it's PPR.
PPR?
Points per reception.
We need to have like a sound, like if you did good, then we have like a ding 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 or something like that. And if you sucked, then it could be like a boom 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 boom.
Okay, well, Ted, can you please make the suck noise for my sleepy ad? Because I said add Brevin Jordan, and guys, just stop listening to me when I tell you to add players from the shittiest teams in the league.
Every week.
Like,
we're just going to give you starts.
Yeah, go add this guy. He plays for the shittiest team in the league and the worst offense. But hey, just trust me on this one.
You know who I dropped to pick up that guy? I keep telling you, don't add these guys. They make me say add a guy.
So when we get to the sleepy ads part, remember who I say, don't add him.
If you're interested in making chicken salad out of chicken shit.
The Casey Printers segment.
Casey Printers.
Love it. And then Steve, of course, you're also on this show.
Yeah, so there's one thing this show does consistently well, and it's hit on 50% of our ad/starts, and I am no stranger to the exception. I'm going to start with the positive because my negative is very negative. My ad was Van Jefferson. It could have been a start as well. He had 6 receptions for 41 yards and a touchdown. He had 8 targets. I don't think a ball hit him in the helmet, like off the face mask this week. So that's a plus for him. Maybe his confidence is shining without getting noodled. But I'm taking the crown on this one. My sleepy start. If you started Boston Scott, I'm so sorry that you trusted me in any way. He put up what we like to call a bagel boy, a big fat 0. And it was just a whoops moment because he only had 3 offensive snaps total. So don't listen to me either, I guess.
Hey, don't beat yourself up too bad. He's still the punter for the Philadelphia Eagles in Madden.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a fun stat.
Getting all those extra snaps.
In the fantasy world, the actual fantasy world, then he's still relevant. So
totally.
He's
a terrible punter too, though. So
like he's just there. He's not good, but he's there.
Yeah. His tiny little legs can't kick the ball good.
That's fair. You guys, it's time. You know what time it is? Should we do fists first? Chris, can we do the fists? He's gonna keep drinking. Thank you. No, other way.
Shit.
We're gonna get this 1 week.
Oh man. Oh, I still got it wrong. Can't figure it. Steve. I can figure that out.
Sorry. Thank you, Ryan.
That's my favorite.
I think we got it. There we go. Oh wait. There we go. Man. It's got weird. Here we go. Thanos stars. Dun, 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 dun. Those are free sounds.
Who needs a soundboard when we have Ryan?
Yeah, I'm available for parties. So, you guys, if you guys are just tuning in, this is a segment we call That Helps No One Stars. So we pick a player that basically doesn't help anyone. So you wouldn't start him for any reason whatsoever. And that player goes off for 10, 20, just points that were more deserving to a player that everyone else has rostered. So without further ado, we get off to our first Thanos, and that is my boy Chris. We got.
I'm going down south to the New Orleans Saints. They've suffered a lot of injuries this year. Kamara's not playing. Michael Thomas isn't playing. I don't even know if they have a tight end. Jameis Winston got hurt. They had Taysom Hill at quarterback this past week. Gross. But this
They're
guy
trying to make fets happen.
who's rostered in 0% of leagues and therefore started in none as well. None other than our boy from the all-name team on the Ball Hawks podcast, Lil Jordan Humphrey.
Let's go, Lil Jordan.
Up and going. On first down, Hill wide open, and the catch, and the touchdown, Humphrey.
And fun fact for anybody that doesn't know, so his brother wanted him to be named Michael because of Michael Jordan, and his mom's compromise was to name him Lil Jordan.
Like, that's wrong. That's wrong. You had one job. You had one job to bring a child into this world and give him a proper name.
Brother's like, I tried, man. I tried. Couldn't sway mom. Michael, not your thing. Lil Jordan.
Couldn't even do like Lil Michael. No, it had to be Lil Jordan.
Lil Jordan. It's like, so it's Jordan though. No, it's Lil Jordan.
Yeah. Do you think he went by like LJ?
But you go by Jordan. Lil. Did you not hear me? It's Lil. All right.
Don't forget the Lil.
Good luck with your
Think
child.
Bow Wow.
When I was a child, when I was in grade 1, I insisted that everyone called me Christopher. It's not Chris. It's Christopher.
I could just see that.
Totally the same thing.
Right?
Totally the same thing.
Fighting kids being like, it's Christopher.
Totally the same thing.
Stood up in front of my entire classroom and like told them all to like that my name is Christopher and not
Shut up.
Yeah. It didn't last long.
You're stupid.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Shut up, Chris.
Look, Chris is getting mad.
People don't forget. Oh man. Ted, who you got, man?
So I had to like break the mold a little bit with this one because we usually go with our one play guy who helps no one because nobody would have started him. But there were some people with bye weeks this week, some guys, maybe some Aaron Rodgers truthers out there starting Rodgers or wanting to start Rodgers. And maybe they had to go and start a Mac Jones because that's all that was on this list. So at the end of the day, winds were swirling. And my boy Mac threw a total of 3 passes. I think he might have added a rushing yard or 2.
Nope.
But literally, whether you started him or not, Mac Jones helped nobody. This is an NFL starting quarterback. Played in a whole entire game in a win and helped no one. Roll the clip.
I'm almost still looking for a clip because it was almost impossible.
Just roll the clip of all his plays.
Here's Jones, wants to throw, up in the air, juggled and caught. That's a heck of a catch. Jonnu Smith able to bring it down for 13.
Mac Jones says, hey, you don't think I have a strong arm? How's this look? That's a nice little floater out there. Jonnu Smith with the one hand.
I thought Connor's catch for the Cardinals yesterday was the best catch I'd seen all weekend. Now that one took the cake right there. Unbelievable catch by Smith.
Look at his hops. Look like mine. Maybe not. But
that was his first throw of the game, too.
That was his longest gain of the game right there.
Did you see that Mac was wearing a scuba suit?
Yeah.
under his equipment?
Did you see that Mac only had 2 completions, and that one was a gross overflow thanks to John hauling that in.
He didn't even get 2 first downs on his game. Like, he had 19 yards.
I was that guy that has Aaron Rodgers and started Mac Jones this week.
Oh no, it happened!
Yeah, I was that guy. Yeah, but I still, good news. I still won because I have Javonte Williams.
Okay.
I started him in the Ball Hawks League, and yeah, that didn't go well.
Yeah, I started him in Whistleblowers.
Just like, what a mess. I'm like, I mean, you figure like they're gonna obviously go run. They're gonna have a decent run game on both sides of the ball.
46 run plays to be exact.
Yeah, both teams. And then I just kept going back. I'm like, no, I can't support this. I need to watch something else. I was just getting mad. I'm like, you're screwing it all up, Bill Belichick. I tell you. I mean, a win's a win. If that was the Super Bowl, let's say that was the Super Bowl, he's got a ring.
Yeah, we have to mention here because Steve brought it up earlier. Maybe you can talk about it, Steve. What what him only throwing 3 plays reminds you of?
So we all worked at Jersey City, and we had a district manager named James Rayburn, and he was one of my favorite people ever to talk football with, because he believed, and still does believe to this day,
as of yesterday,
I can confirm with a tweet that the NFL coaches are in on a like super mega fantasy football league, and clearly Bill Belichick was going against Mac Jones, and he was like, "Hey Mac, guess what? Going against you in fantasy, so we're gonna have you throw it 3 times in the whole game." He had one pass after 3 quarters of play. I didn't watch the most of the game. I turned it on and I was like, "No, this has got to be wrong. Like I'm seeing things clearly."
It just doesn't compute, right? Like there's no way that's real.
That ball, and James Rayburn will believe that Bill Belichick was playing against Mac Jones.
That's a classic Jimmy Ray take.
Favorite person to get going. He walks through the doors and you're like, "Hey, fantasy football stuff. Hey, don't even get me started." And then 3.5 hours later, he's still like spitting as he talks.
No. James doesn't get fired up about things.
He's pretty even keel.
Oh, we're gonna have to let him know that he had like a 5-minute spot on this thing.
Yeah.
He's like, "Let's go for a coffee and we're gonna chat about it." And then
James doesn't have opinions at all.
Yeah. Also, James is a tea guy. 1 milk, 2 sugar, steeped.
I'll drink horse piss if I have to. I'm ready to go. Steve, who's your Thanos this week, bud?
I'm actually gonna do a back-to-backer here. You know,
Ooh.
back to the days
of Drake going back to back.
We know that I like to pick back-to-back guys.
For anyone that's seen Requiem for a Dream, back-to-back's not great, Steve.
Right?
Oh yes, there we go. For the educated film fans out there,
I know Steve hasn't seen that movie, so that's
no. But I'm picturing something, and it's getting a little weird. I'm not gonna lie. So last week, obviously, you watched the show, and you know that I picked Ashton Doolin, wide receiver for the Indianapolis Colts, who had 1 reception for 62 yards and a touchdown. This week, he got a little closer to what I like to look for, the 1-1-1. He had 1 catch for 2 yards and a touchdown.
They'll fake it to Taylor. The pass to the end zone. Caught at the back of the end zone. It is a touchdown. Ashton Doolin with the catch.
Well, this is just what a catch at the back of the end zone, and yeah, it looks like he drags the left foot. The question is, did he have control of the football? And that's really going to be the key here. So he brings it there, drags the right foot, but at what?
Did you see that guy or hear the guy in the background? Back to back.
Yeah, that's my favorite part. So it's a great catch.
It really is.
Drags the foot in, and then his boy is like, back to back. And I was like, yeah, that's my Thanos guy for sure. But here's my question to you guys. When we have a guy go back-to-back weeks scoring a touchdown, is he, like, in really deep leagues, could you potentially roster him because they look for him in the red zone?
I bet Kyle's going to roster him.
Might as well. But you got to lose, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you're in the playoffs, what do you have to lose this week?
I think so, Steve. I mean, that's why Kendrick Bourne shows up all over this list, and he's added in and out of rosters in our leagues.
Hey, I've been starting Kendrick Bourne for weeks. Weeks, Ted.
I mean, but he's just a fringe guy, right? He was our first Thanos selection.
Kendrick Bourne?
So at some point you become better than your Thanos, right?
I guess. I mean,
maybe he goes back to back to back.
Back to, like a trifecta.
Is there a movie with that in it, Chris?
There is actually. It's not a normal. It's not like a movie you can just catch on Netflix. You got to pay a little extra for those ones. What is? You got a fan on or something?
Damn it, Christopher.
He just mutes himself.
You know what? If you want to be cool or something, you could just take the hoodie off. You don't need to have like 6 layers of clothing on. Like no one's forcing you to dress up for this.
It's like the guys at the baseball game who are wearing the backwards hat, and then they do this because the sun's in their eyes.
Oh man,
they're just turning their hats around.
You would think I would have had something to protect myself from this. No, I don't. And of course, to me, this was a great one. And he's a Thanos because you wouldn't start him. You might if you're in a super deep league. Even then, yeah, I mean you could. So this guy, Seahawks start the game. What the heck? Seriously, man, you gotta get that under wraps.
Yeah, it is loud.
Evan, we see you, bud. I'm gonna do mine, and we'll get to your question. I promise. This guy, Seahawks, 3-0. All right, typical Seahawks. This seems about right. And then this happens.
Long, this is what's plagued this team, but here we have a fake. It is a fake indeed, and this is Travis Homer, who got a block, takes it the other way, and this will be 6. Can you believe it? 73 yards. Unbelievably gutsy call here. Direct snap to Travis Homer. There is no one out in front of him. He's got his fullback, Nick Bellore, giving him some freedom. Gets into the end zone, does a flip. What a gutsy call by Pete Carroll to start this game. This Lumen Field crowd is going wild right now.
Good old Pete Carroll in the trick plays. Calls up Travis Homer's number. He's like, "Hey, piss missile, you ready to go?" He goes, "Absolutely, coach." And like a direct left snap, which is just unheard of. I mean,
did you guys see Brian Baldinger had a really good breakdown of that play?
I love his breakdowns
and why they ran that play and how they knew to run that play. And it was really cool to watch and like hear the breakdown and hear just like the reasoning behind everything. And basically it came down to the fact that the Niners had 2 guys on each gunner.
Okay.
And then so they only had 6 guys on the line of scrimmage compared to the Seahawks 8 guys that they had on the line of scrimmage.
Right.
And so as soon as they saw that the Seahawks knew, okay, we're running the fake punt. And then you watch it and they snap the ball directly to Travis Homer. Well, those 2 DBs that are guarding the gunner, they take off as though the ball is being kicked. They turn they turn their back to the play. So they have no idea what's going on. So they actually take themselves out of the play without even realizing it.
Yeah.
So then you just have to seal the edge. Nick Bellore takes out Brandon Ayuk, and we have a tutty.
I mean, it was for me I would say like obviously the run and everything was pretty impressive, but that direct snap, we've seen it in the playoffs of how many times these things get botched too, right? Like on a field goal. That direct snap left was almost as good as the run, I think. Just because, like, how many times would that get botched, really?
Tyler Ott doesn't wear the number 69 for no reason. He's good at what he does.
Oh, geez. Steve, you want to grab that question from Evan there? Well,
so we got a question on Facebook here from Evan Rosales. Maybe I butchered that name.
Start
with
100%.
And he butchered the social media account too. It's YouTube, Steve.
Or what did I say?
You said whatever. Facebook. It's close enough.
It's YouTube. I can see the thing.
Meta, sorry.
Start 1. I'm guessing that's Cam Newton, Taylor Heineke, Derek Carr, or Taysom Hill.
Not Taysom Hill.
Not Taysom Hill.
So I'm going to say Taysom Hill on this one. And the reason why, a couple of weeks ago, we had Jim Coventry of SiriusXM and RotoWire come on. Clearly knew more than all of us put together and then some.
You didn't need to have him on the show for that, though. We could have figured that out on our own.
So he put out a SiriusXM video today of week 14 waiver ads that I tagged you and Ryan. And he starts the show off by saying, guys, don't worry that Taysom Hill throws 4 picks. Don't worry that Taysom Hill is a bad quarterback. Taysom Hill is fantasy football relevant. And so It's so true. He had in our league, obviously, like different leagues have different scoring, but he had 24.66 points. He had 101 rushing yards. That's like the first thing you need to know is the dual threat quarterbacks, especially a guy like Taysom Hill, where they'll let him go and he's probably going to get looks in the end zone in the red zone when they're down there.
Yeah. Is Taysom really a dual threat quarterback? I feel like he's just a single threat.
He's like a single threat QB who also can throw the ball.
Who doesn't throw the ball?
264. Like he can throw the ball. And Jim's argument was like, it doesn't matter that he really, in like the grand scheme of things, sucks at being a quarterback and that he throws the ball away. He gets fantasy football points, and that's all that matters.
I think as long as you don't have like minus points, because we've been in leagues too where like picks and fumbles and all that count against you, right? Not all leagues have that.
That is with like interceptions, negative points in almost every league. He's still putting up that good of fantasy numbers with being bad. So that would be my pick, actually.
I'll jump on top of that, Evan, and I would go Taysom Hill all day, and I think. That's you would think that might be hard to walk away from, but like Carr's not throwing it like he used to be. I'm not even considering Heineke. I think there's obviously a cake matchup coming for Cam versus Atlanta, and that's fine. So it's not going to be a terrible pick. But right now, Taysom Hill is everything that Cam was a while back when he was running over people, when he was the number 2 running back. And that's essentially the same guy. So I can't stray away from Taysom Hill at this part. He was one of my early ads as a guy to keep on your roster and start as soon as he gets the reins too. So I can't shy away from that either. But yeah, Taysom Hill all the way.
Who does Washington have this week?
It might not matter.
Doesn't matter.
Dallas.
Dallas? Oh, I mean,
Taysom does have a good matchup with the Jets for sure.
Are they any good?
What year are we talking about?
Does it matter?
It does.
30.
Also true. True. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Nobody cares what I think, but I would go. I go Heineke. Why not?
I'll say.
He's already given you a good enough reason to go.
I'll go Heineke. Why not?
Sure.
You guys, what's left?
Do I have? Can we all pick the same one? No. Okay.
I want to be different, guys. I'm going Heineke.
I like the Washington football team.
So I'm picking it.
Oh, jeez. That's funny. Okay, let's get into I got to do this again. Now I got new things. Let's get into our sleepy starts with Chris and a mustache and a top hat.
That's just so dark and fancy.
Yeah. So cool. Steve, you get lead off, bud.
My sleepy mustachy top hatty start is Donovan Peoples-Jones, and it's just a fun name to say.
It really is.
And a law firm.
It does sound like a law firm, right? He's actually going against my Baltimore Ravens. This could be even a sleepy ad too. He's only rostered in 3.7% of the leagues. The Ravens just lost Marlon Humphrey for the year. They aren't going to have super competent DBs all around the field. Anthony Averett is probably going to get the matchup of Jarvis Landry unless Landry plays most of the slot, in which case Donovan Peoples-Jones might get Averett. I don't know if it's going to matter. I think they're going to get feasted on, unfortunately. Tough loss, but that would be my start of the week. I have him in our league. I might just start him against you, Ryan. I have a blank team right now. I might just start Donovan Peoples-Jones and see if I can beat you with him alone.
You're gonna need it.
Can you guys just make it this bet already and Steve stop being such a pussy about it?
Okay.
I feel like you could be asking for some bad juju later.
So here's the bet. It's nothing crazy. So here's my bet. Man up and do this, okay?
For the record, Steve doesn't bet.
Yeah, isn't. There's no money. There's no gifts of any kind. The loser of our matchup this week, and it'll make you start a team which you're still not going to win no matter what. You got to go run in the lake in a Speedo.
I don't own a Speedo. I know that's like a staple in your closet.
It used to be.
Look, I'm gonna out you, Ryan.
Oh,
this is a bad bet because you're gonna do that anyways, whether you win, lose, or draw.
No, not true.
You polar bear dip every year.
Yeah, that's the polar bear dip. I'm not going to do it early. I do one.
Oh my god!
I'm not going to do two. I'm not going to waste that. What do you think?
I encourage it.
Why not? Yeah, typical 34. Typical 34-year-old. Typical 34-year-old.
Is it going to be one of those bets where we make it and then say like
what happened?
People owe certain people beers and it's been like 10 years later and someone still doesn't have those?
Do you see Kyle here in this podcast? Because I'm pretty sure that if a bet's lost, it'll get paid.
We're all grown-ups here, Steve.
I think you can do it. I think you can do it. I'm just saying.
We'll see.
So what do you say?
You're pressured into this.
I think he said we'll see.
Into this.
Okay, fine. All right. So I am super smart, as you all know. And so I have had to switch my start to my ad to my start because the guy that I said to start, he's on a bye this week. So for the man that types up the Google document, I had the most preparation of this show.
He sees week 13 or week 14. He's like, "Whoa, this guy's playing against a bunch of nobodies. He's going to score for sure.
He's going to slay it." So I'm telling you that the return of Mike Davis is going to be who you need to start this week. He's rostered in 57.9% of leagues. And you know what? Even though Mr. Cordero Patterson is making hay out there, they're not going to give him the ball every single time. And all it takes is one play. Clearly, Travis Homer is a perfect example for that. All of a sudden, he blows up for a big week on one play. He had three. I think he had a couple catches too, didn't he, Homer? He had a decent day. I mean, it wasn't just that play; it was the main play. But yeah, go and start Mike Davis. You might need to. I'll tell you about my other guy later when it's relevant. Because apparently I have no idea what I'm talking about. So, Ted, who is your start of the week?
My guy is KJ Osborne. He's had a couple of big weeks already. He's proven that he can play a little bit. But if you're one of those guys that lost Thielen, you might be looking for somebody that you can replace him with. It's pretty clear that Jefferson's obviously just going to take that spot over and he'll be fine, but somebody's got to fill in the other spot. And I feel like KJ is a guy who's got like obviously the talent to get it done. Like he's not just going to be force-fed balls and this isn't just some schmo. Like the guy can play a little, right? So I think KJ be a guy worth starting, and that's somebody that I would plunk into my lineup knowing that volume is going to be a little bit better than it's been.
Good call. Good go force-fed.
Force-fed balls. Yeah, that happened. I didn't even realize.
Hey, Chris, who are you gonna force feed those balls to, Chris?
She's sitting upstairs.
It's been that kind of a week. Let me tell you, folks.
Hey, be careful with that. Ryan got ousted from his wife via a bad.
We know my wife's not watching or listening.
Never know. You might find out tomorrow.
Yeah, well, hey, if someone sends this to her, please tell her to accept the invitation.
Yeah, hey, man. I'm here for it.
Talk me up, would you, bud?
Yeah, help me out here. My sleepy start of the week, I'm I don't know, piggybacking off of Steve a little bit here, and I'm going with Baker Mayfield. Quarterback for Cleveland Browns.
He's whoa.
Again, please explain to me how that's going to be a good start because I need it. I need to know.
Baltimore's secondary is so ravaged with injuries, depleted. Like they've lost their top two cornerbacks. I think they lost their Sean Elliott, their free safety. Yeah, they lost their free safety. Like they're ravaged by injuries right now. And I mean, if DPJ is gonna feast, then I mean, who's throwing him the ball?
Jarvis Landry.
That actually might happen.
Yep.
That helps no one. Like, I've got my first pick for this week.
I'm dibsing that Thanos because I called that.
No kidding. We're gonna keep you going. Who's your ad, Chris?
Uh-oh. Rashad Penny. I don't even have to look at the Google Doc.
I thought we said last week we were done adding Seahawks running backs.
I know, but here we are 1 week later.
We had a whole pre-chat before the show, and somehow.
And I'm saying add Rashad Penny.
Don't do it,
Alex Collins is dealing with exactly. Remember what I said at the start of the show, guys. Don't listen to me on my.
Travis Homer is the clear pick here.
Alex Collins is dealing with an abdomen injury. He missed. He was a scratch for last game. They're saying he should be back for the game against Houston, but I say why rush him back against the Texans when you have Rashad Penny, Travis Homer, DJ Dallas, the ageless wonder, Adrian Peterson. But the biggest thing with Penny is he's got 5 games left on his rookie contract. So it's a bit of a, maybe Seattle, now that he's healthy, trying to figure out like, okay, what do we have in this guy? I don't think Chris Carson's going to be back next year. What do we do with Rashad Penny? And so maybe they put him in a bit of a tryout showcase mode for these last 5 games and find out like, okay, maybe we need to re-sign this guy for pennies on the dollar. Hey-o.
Penny.
Puns. Did anybody else notice watching the Seahawks game that Tiki Barber called Rashad Penny Elijah Penny? Which like, hey, Tiki, I get it. You love the Giants, but like wrong guy, man. Wrong guy. That's my sleepy.
I did not notice.
I noticed because that's my team, man. That's my running back. That's my running back. Sleepy out of the week, Rashad Penny.
That's fun. That's fun. Steve, who's your ad? Who sleeps and ads for you?
Find a penny, pick it up all the day. You'll have good luck.
Wow. That was 6 seconds of my life. I'll never back.
That was something that happened.
Ryan and I fought a little bit about this in the
rundown. No less.
I didn't know why we were fighting, but it was fun while we were doing it. My sleepy ad is Ramondre Stevenson, and it sounds like an obvious ad until I surprised myself, and he's only rostered in 33.7% of NFL.com leagues. How?
Seriously, come on.
Like,
it doesn't make any sense.
Not been watching football. The guy got 20. His average yesterday wasn't that great at 3.3 yards per carry, but he got 24 carries. They've been going to him a lot more actually than Damian Harris, which sucks for me because I traded for Damian Harris. But if good old Bill's up to anything and he's just like, you know what, I'm tired of throwing the ball now. I'm just going to run it all the time. Whether he's throwing it sometimes or throwing it never, Ramondre Stevenson is a must add and probably a must start in the remaining 67% of those leagues. I'm blown away that he's that low owned in NFL.com leagues.
And you know what? He was probably lower than that prior to that game.
Yeah, I actually was just messing around last night and I was like, no way. Like you've got to be kidding me. So yeah, he probably was lower.
On the Google Doc, so anybody that has Google Docs knows that like everybody can be typing something at the same time. So Steve's writing that in, and like I'm mad. I mean, it wasn't mad. And then he typed in the percentage owned or rostered in there, and I looked. I'm like, there's no way that's right. And then I just started yelling via typing, and I'm like, how does no one have this guy on their team? Like he's the Van Jefferson of running backs, basically.
Yeah.
And like again, I still don't see how guys are starting like it makes me so mad knowing that there are these guys that are still out there that are massively producing like week in and week out, and like 3 in 10 people have him. 3 in 10. So the other 7 people either have a really, really good team and have no need for the waiver wire, which is unlikely because we all need it. Let's be honest with ourselves, especially me. But how is that even possible? Like
he just as easily could have been Najee Harris.
It could have been.
But even then, like let's say these other leagues, they must be like 4-team leagues because he's a starter. Like there's only a handful of bell cows left in the NFL for fantasy football purposes. So you start looking at guys who, are sharing some of the load but getting lots of reps. He's right up there yesterday was probably, I would have to go back and look for whoever has him in our league, but I would say yesterday was probably one of his worst fantasy football outings in the last little while. And he still put up 78 yards. Like
it must be all those years of Patriot running back inconsistency that have just scared people off. I can't think of any other reason why that number's that low. And I'm trying to squint.
Bellatrix.
Yeah.
It's just, when you think you know, you don't know. Basically.
Yeah. And it's still at any point you can get billed on it too, right?
Like, but if you know, you know.
Yeah, if you know, you know, exactly. And we all know, but we just don't know. So my ad this week was going to be my start, but as I told you before, he's on a bye week. So he is the name.
Why don't you just tell us who it is first and then tell us the real one?
This is it. He is the namesake of my fantasy football team. And just in case you guys didn't know my team, Big League Minshew the second.
Simba's dead dad?
That's a different one, and it's Simba's dead dad. Gardner Minshew the second is potentially in a quarterback battle in Philadelphia. He is rostered in 7.2% of leagues, which does make sense because up until this point, you should not have added him or started him unless, like, I don't know, like you're in a super flex with like 30 guys potentially. And
I started them this past week.
How'd that go?
I won.
There you go. See, this is why
But
add guys like
it was a 2 quarterback league.
There you go.
I was going to say, you started Mac Jones and Minshew?
No. Too many leagues.
Bad break, man. Bad break.
Too many leagues.
Every time I talk to Chris, he's like, I started that guy.
Yeah, because Chris is in like
that's my card usually
4 different leagues.
Yeah, so again, you're not going to be. I mean, pick him up. He might end up finishing the season. Could be interesting out in Philly, and crazier things have happened. So maybe Jalen Hurts isn't the guy for the job. Who knows? Who really knows anymore? I don't. I'm telling you to add Gardner Minshew. What do I know? Like, seriously.
Did you see Gardner after the game though? Like, just being so jacked up with the boys about that win. Like, I felt really good for him. Like, I'll drink that Kool-Aid.
He's like an everyman, right? Like, he is. I mean, he's the cool uncle.
There might be some mustache bias here, but like, I'm down.
I am. I bet you would be. Who's your ad this week, Mister?
Like if we're talking about bell cow running backs that exist in this league and teams that, he's only sitting at like 33%. Well, this guy is not that guy. So I'm going all the way back to JaMychal Hasty. He's been on this list in this spot for me before. And guys, the Niners backfield is bad. Like, it's a mess, but it also doesn't have Wilson, and it's missing Trey Sermon, and Elijah Mitchell's not there. And somebody needs to be force-fed balls. I think it's going to be JaMychal Hasty, and it's not good, right? I mean, unless they do something really crazy and pull a reverse Patriots and throw the ball 60 times and run it 3 times.
I was just say sign Todd Gurley.
Yeah, Hasty's going to get the ball, so I'm going to say he could even be a start. Heck, you might even start him over KJ Osborne. I would say add JaMychal Hasty and just whatever, man, home run. Let's just see if it happens.
Is he the next Rex Burkhead?
He's not.
Okay.
That's an odd comparison, but
Reference. I too watch football.
Is Lil Jordan Humphrey the next Wes Welker? I don't think so.
Could be. You never know.
Little gym rat.
Exactly. Boys, this has been a lot of fun. We had some good times. We talked about force feeding some balls, and that always gets a good laugh. It's a good laugh, right? Because we're guys. We like sick jokes like that.
Cheap pop.
Yeah, that's what we're here for. This has been a lot of fun. As always, we're not helping you. Maybe we are. If you guys are watching the show,
well, it's helping you.
It's helping me. I'm not making the playoffs.
Ryan made the show to be better at fantasy football and just reveal our secrets.
Like you guys need to be a lot better. I'm so close to making playoffs.
Let's make a pact to sewer him all season. Like Ryan, you should add Joe Flacco. I heard he's going to start, and he's going to be Super Bowl Joe Flacco.
He's in the CFL. Why did you tell me to add him?
It'll be the Ryan sleepy start, sleepy ad trade embargo.
If our picks have helped you make the playoffs, let us know. Tweet at us at THNO FantasyCast. Make sure you check out our YouTube page, check out our Twitter. That's all we've got, I think. Do we even have a Facebook? I don't think so. A Meta, is that what? Are we still going to call it Facebook? I think so. We could. I don't know. This has been fun. On behalf of Chris and Steve from the Ballhawks podcast, make sure you check out their show every Sunday night. Sometimes they do quickies for like Monday.
Fun fact: this Sunday it's going to be Sunday afternoon, but
you guys are gonna.
Yeah, we're gonna go. Both our teams are playing at 10:00 in the morning, so we're gonna go live after our teams play.
You guys just live stream the whole afternoon. It's a good idea.
Cool, I'll be there.
6 hours later, we're like, oh gosh,
bad idea.
Bad idea. Milk was such a bad choice.
So make sure you guys tune into their show, the matinee version. Ballhawks, great show. You want to tune in. My boy Ted and I, we've got the PP1 podcast. We got a lot to talk about in Canucks land.
Lots to talk about.
Make sure you tune in this week because, oh, snap, things have gone on.
That's not what Gro says.
That's swell. So anyway, all of us, that helps no one. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Thanks. Who do I got this here? Thanks, Evan, for tuning in, asking some questions. Appreciate it. You guys, I think we got one more week. Is this the last week for playoffs?
Playoffs.
I'll be a playoff somewhere, so suck it.